Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave in 2024. We have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is represented by the bananas. Pile number 2 is the grapes. And pile number 3 is the apple. So take a deep and cleansing breath. Think about what pile is resonating with you. Do you feel pile number 1 with the bananas, pile number 2 with the grapes, or pile number 3 with the apple? And you can go directly to the description box below to go to your pile, and let's go ahead and get into the reading. Let us begin. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the bananas, and today's reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave in 2024. We are going to get into your beautiful reading today and see what is coming up for you and what Spirit wants you to be brave about in 2024. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to shuffle out some cards here first regarding a message from Spirit regarding you being brave and open to change in 2024. Let's go ahead and check it out. How's the beginning of your year been, pile number 1 so far? Let's go ahead and see. Spirit's message to pile number 1 regarding here, Page of Cups and loyalty. You're a person that's shown others a lot of loyalty in life, pile number 1, and it's about time that some of that come back to you and return to you. So let's go ahead, and maybe there's been times in your life when instead of you didn't take an opportunity for yourself, or you didn't step forward on something because you were worried it would hurt someone else, or you were not taking an opportunity or taking your chance on something because you felt a lot of emotional and spiritual loyalty to someone. And that's not a bad thing to feel that way, pile number 1. But I also feel like maybe your emotions or your emotional ties perhaps have gotten in the way of some better fortune coming your way. And that's understandable. It's definitely understandable, especially when you wear your heart on your sleeve and you lead with your heart and you really want to focus on sharing with the person that you care about or the person that you love, and you're leading with your heart. I get it, pile number 1. Let's go ahead. Oh, yep, there we have it. We have the Prince of Cups, okay? The Prince of Cups, and we have the Tower. Yep, here we go. So let's see. We also have Panther and Guidance. It's time to release your passions, live your dreams, and begin a new chapter in your life. Yep, the Tower. You are encouraged to expand your awareness, eliminate your fears, and become a whole new person. You are guided and protected. And as you are having this emotional catharsis in your life, and as you're letting go, it does, it is painful and it is a little bit scary because it's like, if I let go of this, then what will be left? But Spirit's saying it's time to release your passions and to live your dreams. And, the Knight of Cups is very passionate, actually, and is really passionate to move forward their hopes and their dreams and their wishes. When we think of the Prince of Cups or the Knight of Cups, it's time to release your passions, even if other people are afraid of it, even if other people don't always understand what you're doing. I think you guys have the ability to be calm in the eye of the storm. And even if things are hectic, I think you guys, know what's up, pile number 1, okay? We have here Locked. Work you want may not be in reach now. You can take a temporary position while awaiting an opening. Your new place offers job security. And you're in a transition phase. And we see the padlock here with the key in the padlock. And for some of you, you're wanting to take a chance when it comes to like something that you really love doing, that you're very, very passionate about, that you're super into and you want to take a chance on it, but you feel like, oh, that may not be in reach, and maybe I'll just stay where I am and play it safe. Page of Cups. But we're really being asked to stretch beyond our limits in 2024. I feel, pile number one, we have short term. This position is temporary, so don't be too attached to it. No worries, you will find something that's even more fulfilling and prosperous. Yeah, and this is not just about work, but also just about where you are in your life right now, and just saying that where you are, like, I feel some of you, you're very loyal employees, you're very loyal lovers, you're very loyal family members, but at times maybe you've held yourself back for other people, or you know, the Panther energy is really like stalking out those opportunities for yourself, and maybe even like selfishly going your own way at times and pushing your agenda forward. And perhaps you guys have been a little bit shy to do that at times, pile number one. And I get it, but Spirit is just saying the position that you're in life right now, it was never meant to be like a long-term thing. It's a temporary thing, so don't get too attached to it. You will find something even better for you, whether that is an opening in a job or a relationship. Try not, and it's hard for you guys not to get attached. I know, because you're very like soft and sensitive and sweet. It's very hard for you not to become deeply attached to the people and the things in your life that you really are passionate about and care about. But this reading is for you, pile number one, in the sense of it's time. And you know, the Panther energy is a little bit stealth. It's a little bit stealth, and it's a little bit under the surface. And I like the Prince of Cups for you guys here, because the Prince of Cups, or the Knight of Cups in the tarot, represents Scorpio. And there is something about, you know, being secretive or not saying everything about what it is that you're wanting to do. And yeah, let's see. We have here snow quartz and white light. The white color of snow quartz represents purification, cleanliness, and innocence. Yeah, Page of Cups, very innocent, loving energy that you guys bring in. It helps you surround yourself with white light, brings spiritual protection and connection to your angels and your guides. Carrying snow quartz is like having a snow angel in your pocket. Your affirmation is, I surround myself with white light of protection. Only good energy is allowed in and around my space. And you know, you're more sensitive. And if you haven't always been like a really sensitive person, you're more sensitive right now in your life than you've ever been. I will tell you that, pile number one. Like, you're very sensitive to the emotional energy and to the auric energy in your atmosphere of the people that you're around, of the place that you live, of the home that you're in, the places that you travel to, the people you work with. Like, you know, you are more sensitive emotionally and than maybe even you've been in the past. And on one hand, it hurts sometimes to feel this way, pile number one, but on the other hand, it's opening you up to, like, look at this huge eye is like brand spanking new and open on this Tower card. It's like opening you up to bigger things than you could even imagine. We have carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. Yeah, a mental journey and a physical journey. You guys going on a little journey here. And as I mentioned, you know, being very open and sensitive to the places that you are, that you travel, that you live, the town, the places, everywhere you go. We have younger woman dealings or relationship with a younger woman. And I do feel like you guys have had to have patience with someone. It could be somebody who's younger than you. It could be a child of yours, your daughter. It could be just somebody younger than you, or a female that's younger than you, or even just thinking about your own journey of self from the time that you were like younger and more impressionable and more open to everything, and kind of getting back to some of that again, thinking about the younger you and, you know, the physical or mental journey that you've had since then, okay? And going on a journey, either a physical or mental journey. And the reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave. So being willing to take that trip, being willing to take that journey. And perhaps some of you are traveling with a younger woman somewhere, or you're the younger woman that's going to be traveling, okay? We've got, ooh, I love it. It says you're tougher than your toughest day. And it may feel frustrating with this lock here. The work or the life you want may not be in reach, or you may have felt like the life that I want or the things that I want are not in reach right now. And you're just temporarily kind of accepting things until something new comes your way. And maybe even some of you are temping right now or working in some type of temporary position, and it's tough because, you know, when you're in that kind of temporary space, you don't know whether you're coming, you're going, you're leaving, you're staying, everything's in flux. And Spirit just reminding you guys, like, you are tougher than your toughest day, okay? And this is a very, like, this position that you've been in is very short term. And so don't get too attached to whatever you have right now, because there's something more fulfilling coming your way. But it involves this, you know, being brave and opening up to vulnerability is kind of what I feel here too. We have, 666. I love it. I am centered. A wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so that you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. I am centered. And maybe you guys just realized, you know what? I'm not really happy here. I don't really like this. This isn't what I want for myself. Or just as you finally accept something and get used to it, it changes, right? And as you are going through, I mentioned at the beginning of the reading about you guys being like in the eye of the storm, but centering yourself in the eye of the storm. And if something temporary falls away, just know that that's part of the wake-up call that you're getting right now to re-examine your current situation and your current life and the current direction of the way your thoughts are taking you. And perhaps there is some negativity. Perhaps there is somebody in your life that is, has a negative view of where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do, or is very opinionated or mean about some of the things that you're trying to do or whatever it is that you're saying. And the thing is, pile number one, is that you're, like I said, you're very sensitive right now. And so let yourself be guided by spirit. And if somebody else is trying to get at you or trying to be rude to you or trying to insult what you're trying to do in your life, then I think it's time. I feel you guys are going to be letting some relationships go, honestly. Whether that is like a family member that's always very insulting and rude and doesn't respect your time, or whether it's somebody at work that treats you in this way or always has a very nasty attitude to you towards, for whatever reason, even though you're always trying to help with the Page of Cups here, okay? I feel there is some letting go of something you deeply care about, or letting go of some type of relationship in your life that's going to purify your energy field and help you get to where you need to go. And I know it's hard, and I feel you guys are like very forgiving people, and maybe even in the past you forgave people like to your detriment, or you just forgave people. I kind of feel it's more like with the Tower, it's more like a crash and burn type of a vibe. And especially with the Prince of Cups, is very passionate and very moved by one's feelings, but also can be kind of dramatic as well too. Like very like scorpionic energy, emotionally dramatic, or also just like cutting off or finalizing things is what I'm seeing here, pile number 1, okay? We have Venus, Pluto. Yep, the sensitivity, the deepness, the emotional energy of it all, okay? And your willingness to throw something in the fire and walk away is, sorry that my dog just was sneezing there. Your willingness to throw something in the fire and like kind of walk away and say, I deserve better than this, or your willingness to stand up for yourself is coming through. And yeah, and there is some ending in relationships, especially with Pluto being the planet of death and rebirth and Venus being the planet of relationships. There is an end to a relationship, or there is an end to a friendship or a relationship. And for some of you, because we have Venus here, it could be with a woman, you know, sister, family member, friend, but there is an end to a relationship, which results in you standing up for yourself and you being willing to throw something into the fire and say, I'm done. And, you know, I'm not going to listen to this anymore. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. And just being willing to kind of cut something out or forego it entirely is what's going to get you guys there. Because there's, with this white light, snow quartz energy, we were talking about purification, cleanliness, and innocence. So restoring something to its original purpose, right? Restoring something to its original purpose and wiping the slate clean is what I'm seeing here. We have Moon in Capricorn, accomplishment, scale great mountains to gain a sense of achievement. Moon in Capricorn. Perhaps some of you have Scorpio or Capricorn in your chart. I also feel with the Page of Cups, Pisces. But this just talking about like when you work hard and when you feel proud of yourself, there is a real sense of achievement. And I do feel there's something big happening for you guys over these winter months. And we just started winter season, like on the winter solstice. I think December 21st or something was the date this year of the solstice. We still have several more months of winter left here in the Northern Hemisphere. And I feel like you guys are making some really great strides over these next 3 months. And I also feel, I mean, we are in Capricorn season right now. And also Mars just went into Capricorn. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, pile number 1. So, I mean, you having the energy to push and gaining a real sense of achievement. Like I pushed through that. A lot of it for you, I feel, is an emotional journey and a willingness to be able to let go of things or to let things crumble or fall to reveal the gold that is left over, and then take that and push on it, okay? Scale mountains to gain a sense of achievement. And yes, fortune favors the brave, but it also favors hard work and discipline as well too, okay? But in order to get there, okay, in order to climb these mountains of accomplishment, there may be a relationship, a connection, a relationship that is going down in flames. I'm sorry to say, pile number 1, and maybe you already felt it, maybe it already happened, maybe you're already in the spire of the flames right now, but something in your life is burning, I feel like, with the Tower. But I also feel like at the same time your passions are burning. Your like emotions and your passions are on fire. And if you're really dissatisfied or angry with the way some things have been, just know, try to center yourself in the storm, in the eye of the storm, pile number 1, and just realize that you're in a temporary moment here. You're in a very temporary moment, in a temporary position, and it's not going to last forever. And also for those of you that are artists, I also have to let you know, there may be things that you're scrapping entirely and you're saying, I'm not working on that anymore, that I'm not working on that project anymore. I'm done with that. I'm scrapping it. I know I already did a lot on it, or I felt some attachment to it, but at this point, I need a reset, or I need to start over on something. And Spirit just saying here, it's time to release your passions and live your dreams and begin a new chapter in your life, okay? You are encouraged to expand your awareness and eliminate your fears. And the Tower puts us directly in touch with our fears. And especially if you're feeling quite sensitive, you're bound to pick up on some of those fears that you're feeling in the atmosphere. But at the same time, you guys all at the same time, I don't know if anybody's going to see you sweat at all, because you're coming through as the Queen of Wands, charisma, right? Fortune favors the brave, the Queen of Wands. Don't be so attached to things that you can't like embrace something new here. We have the Three of Cups in celebration. I feel like a party or something that you go to where you look good, you're feeling good, you're dressed to the nines, you're confident, you're happy, you're proud, you're the center of attention. Look at you. And you feel like, wow, I got it. I really got this, don't I? And we have the Three of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Swords, okay? Now, here's the thing. Pile number one is that you are it's like there's something really passionate and exciting and healing for you to celebrate, but in the back of your mind, you may still be clearing out emotional debris from things that have happened in the past. And yes, you guys really want to feel your charisma. Maybe you've just been feeling down, or you've been feeling very, I want to look at this Page of Cups. You've been feeling very worried or down, and you've been feeling sad about something. I feel pile number one. And, you know, sometimes what's so interesting is that life will ask a lot of us at various points of our life. And I've been there too, pile number one, where I've been like really like going through something, really going through something mentally, and really like still thinking about something really painful, or thinking about the struggle of something, while at the same time still trying to keep my chin up or keep my head up, or still be grateful and celebrate the good things in life. And yeah, and I do feel like it's time for you guys to, like, even if you don't feel like you're in the mood to go out and do something, or even if you still feel kind of fucked up because of certain things that have been going on in your life, like you're thinking about someone, you're worried about someone, you're not sure what to think, like Spirit is asking you to kind of put that aside for a night. Just put it aside for a night or two and go out and try to enjoy yourself, or go out and try to, and I know sometimes that can feel kind of like empty when we're really mentally, like it says heartbreak and anxiety, and perhaps you guys are afraid of going somewhere because you're afraid that you're gonna see that person there when you go there. And I get that, and I get that it's hard to like whip up a good time and have a cheerful, fun time when there's this backdrop of a feeling of shittiness. And I totally get that, pile number one. I really do. But Spirit's coming through to say, listen, you're tougher than your toughest day. And actually, sometimes the hardest part is just picking ourselves up off the floor, dusting ourselves off, and kind of getting out there. And even if it feels uncomfortable at first, or you feel weird or awkward, I feel like you're gonna fall into, like, there is a really nice group of friends, okay, or a really nice invitation that you're gonna be getting, or there is a very nice like joining up of fun and friendships and effort. And I feel like people may be asking you out, or saying, do you want to go out, or friends calling you up or something, and you get all ready and you get ready to go, and you're like second guessing yourself, and you don't know, just go, okay? Just go. You never know how it's going to turn out, and you never know what's going to happen. And sometimes in those moments, like those last minute decisions that we make to just say, yeah, I do feel kind of shitty. I'm not feeling my best today. I'm still dealing with this situation, but I'm not going to let it stop me from like enjoying myself or going to do something nice for myself, or picking up an invitation from a friend and going here. I'm not going to let it stop me from that. Even though I've got some heaviness and things that I'm working through, I'm not going to let it stop me from that. And those are the initial steps I feel for you guys that you are taking, because you're not always going to feel this level of heartbreak and anxiety. And maybe it's just the like intensity of thinking about running into a person. And with Venus Pluto, there could have been some lies, misconceptions, betrayals, things like that happened in a relationship that were very cutting and very harsh, and power struggles in relationships, this type of stuff. And I think you've had it up to here with that. I think you're done with that. You're sick of the heartbreak. You're sick of the anxiety. And Spirit's really just inviting you to your creativity at this point, and is inviting you to come out of your shell a little bit, even if the first steps are a little bit hard and feel a little bit precarious. Spirit's kind of like, it's like when we're kindergartners and we're a little scared and we're excited and we want to go to that first day of school, and our parents like, you got to get out of the car and go. I kind of feel, even though we're like, I don't know, I don't want to be separated from this person, I'm worried about what's going to happen when I get there and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be fine. Pile number one, it's going to be okay. I think it's a lot worse, kind of maybe in your head, and maybe talking to someone may help with that. Also, keeping focused on your goals is important here too. And Spirit just reminding you, look, if you have been feeling like crap about a situation, it is a wake-up call to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of the situation, and go do something more pleasant is what I'm getting, okay? So pile number one, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading resonated for you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback. Thank you so much, pile number one, and take care. Let's move on to pile number two. Let's do it. Okay. Let's begin. Taking a little drink there. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the grapes, and today's reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave in 2024. And let's look and find out what Spirit wants to tell you about fortune favoring the brave, and what direction you should head in 2024, and what you need to take a chance on, okay? Let's go ahead and see for my pile number twos. What is it that they need to take a chance on now in 2024 in order to bring some good fortune their way? What is it that they need to take a chance on in order to bring, okay. We've got the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards here. We've got the Four of Wands, busting through limitations. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, excited, right? It's a new day. It's a new me, excited for the future, excited for change. We have Frog, transition. This is a powerful time of change. You're being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether it's a physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic cleansing. Okay, transition. Let's see what else. We have wealth. You are working towards real wealth and prosperity in your life. Keep investing in yourself and look into long-term goals and planning, okay? Career planning, long-term goals. You are working towards real wealth and prosperity. And maybe it hasn't felt that way, you know, with the Five of Pentacles. Maybe you felt like money-wise or opportunity-wise, there wasn't a lot there for you, or you've just been going through a low period with that and things have been very tight monetarily, or situations have felt very limited, like there's limited room for expansion or growth. And I'm also getting an energy of somebody who like wants a promotion at work, or has been trying to go for a promotion, or trying to do everything that they can to get there, but it's like, you know, you felt stuck, or it just wasn't happening. Pile number 2. Let's see what else we have here. We have cultivation. You are in the growing phase right now, and you must continue to water the seeds you have planted in order to reap the rewards, okay? You're working towards something, and you're in a growing phase right now, and it may not feel that way. With the Five of Pentacles, it may feel like, God, am I ever gonna frickin' get there? Like, I just keep working, I just keep trying, I just keep putting in my best efforts, but just nothing comes of it. And I kind of feel you guys may feel a little underappreciated, is what I'm getting as well, pile number 2. Like, perhaps your efforts are not seen or appreciated, or aren't worth anything. And Spirit just reminding you, Spirit sees your efforts for sure. And there is a plan here with the Wheel of Fortune. And again, this reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave. And it says literally fortune on the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune. So I want you guys to see that. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it literally says fortune. And talk about getting some dynamic energy going. And it kind of feels like you guys have been hanging on for dear life to the wheel of life for a long time. And sometimes it just takes so much damn energy to get motivated to get up and do it all over it again. And it always feels like, you know, fear of failure is right behind you, snapping at your toes, you know? And it's hard to see some days it just feels like we're on a hamster wheel. And it's hard to see, like, what's all this for? What's the bigger picture? And I think that that's something that the Wheel of Fortune and the Tarot asks us to look at. It's a Jupiter card, and it asks us to look at, like, what is the bigger picture here? And actually, the Wheel of Fortune also has to do with wealth, and it has to do with building wealth and opportunities for growth and wealth. And interestingly, since Jupiter is associated with the Wheel of Fortune in the Tarot, and in astrology, Jupiter is associated with wealth and abundance, and it also is associated with growth. And so I feel like you guys are about ready to transfer with this transition card into a growth phase. But it's not it's fun though. Four of Wands, it's fun, it's nice, it's fun, it's relaxing, it's easygoing, it's opportunistic, but it's also enjoyable, okay? And, you know, this is a transition from maybe how you looked at things in the past, where it was like really hardcore and everything was like very like, do this, this time. If you don't do this, you're done. It's kind of more like you're being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies, because you need to see the bigger picture right now instead of like the small little tiny things. Spirits, yes, the tiny day-to-day is important, but for this juncture, we really need to get your spirits up, pile number 2, and we really need to widen your vision and kind of get you into more of the world, because, you know, we're taught that success is this very linear thing, and it's not like that. And maybe you guys have had linear success in your life before. You do this, you get this, you do this, you get that. A lot of our parents had that, you know, like the baby boomers, or grandparents, however old you are. But it's like, you do this, you get that. You get a job, you stay at that job, you get a house, you get, whatever, you retire, that's your house, it's paid off. For a lot of people, that's not really it doesn't really feel feasible anymore. You know, it doesn't really, that dream doesn't feel as feasible. And we're just taught that there's like this linear definition to everything. And I feel like with this frog in the middle, it's kind of like, yes, you're growing, yes, you're changing, but you're having fun, you're building wealth, you're going into a growth phase. And Spirit is asking for your trust right now, pile number 2. I feel Spirit's like, trust us, you're moving in the right direction. It's not like the linear, you know, one foot in front of the other type of thing that everybody does, because that feels boring and limited. But Spirit's saying, trust us. Although you may walk in the valley of the shadow of death, 5 of Pentacles, right? It's you're getting to the other side here. Things are shifting, and it may feel very like slow and painful sometimes with the 5 of Pentacles. Let's see what else we have here. Oh boy, we have silence. Ooh, I like that. Leopard, skin, jasper, and silence. The totem animal for this gemstone is the leopard. When stalking their prey, leopards are focused and silent. Leopard skin jasper encourages you to do the same. Silence has a strength to it. Work on your goal, but keep quiet about it until it's ready to be shown to the world. Revealing something too soon will dissipate its energy. 5 of Pentacles, dissipation of energy. Keep it sacred by keeping it a secret for now. And it says, I am quiet, I am humble. I do not need the approval of others to validate my efforts and my worth. And there is big soul lessons in that for sure. And the 5 of Pentacles to me really reminds me of the Stoics and the Stoic philosophers of don't get too crazy and happy about things in life because things can quickly change, and don't get so down in the dumps that you can't dig yourself out. Try to maintain, because I feel like good things are happening to you guys, or you're starting to notice like, damn, I am good at this. Damn, I do have a knack for this, or damn, like, you know, and sometimes we get real excited about something. 4 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and we want to kind of like bring in other people or tell other people. But you've been in this phase of silence with the 5 of Pentacles where you've kind of been on your own. And Spirit is just saying you're on your own for a little bit here, pile number 2, but it's not forever, okay? And for right now, they want you to be quiet and humble and do not seek the approval of others to validate your efforts and worth. And a lot of times in this world with the 5 of Pentacles, we can feel like worthless or unvalidated if other people aren't noticing our efforts. Like sometimes you have to be the gatekeeper of your own validation, okay? We have here, dragon, beware of self-delusion. Well, we always, and that's why we want to be quiet sometimes too. We want to be quiet and we want to listen and we want to just observe, right? And we have here, rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay, and again, if you're thinking, pile number 2, right? Here's what I'm getting. Like you, and here's what pile number 2, I just have to tell you guys a quick story, okay? I once had a teacher who was a very good teacher and taught me a lot of stuff, but was a very arrogant person and was a very bitch ass type of a person to a lot of people. And I saw this person in the way that they talked to other people and the way that they would put other people down, and the insecurity of this person and the way that they, although they were extremely knowledgeable, they were absolutely insufferable in the way that they would deal with people. And here's what I'm gonna say to you guys is, you may, if you guys, because this is coming up really strongly for me right now, pile number 2, especially with the Wheel of Fortune and Jupiter, and of course Jupiter having to do with teaching, etc. If you are around a person that you're telling yourself, oh, they're great, they're wonderful, I'm shit, like I'm nothing and they're everything and they know everything. And you're trying to maybe tell yourself that this person, I mean, the crazy thing about it is that you're a dragon and they're a tiny rooster, or they're just a tiny cock, or a tiny rooster, a tiny cock, and you're a dragon. And the thing is that this person's barking and attitude has made you feel like you're a lump on a log. And I'm just not with it. I'm not with that, pile number 2. I'm not with people treating other people that way. I'm not with the haughtiness. I'm not with that type of arrogance. Like, it rubs off on people at times and it's fucked up. And you know what? And I get a feeling here with the 5 of Pentacles that perhaps you've been looking for somebody's validation, or you've been looking for someone to say you're doing a good job, or this is, whether there's somebody in your life who is a rude and arrogant person who perhaps you've told yourself, oh, that's just how they are, or they didn't mean that when they said that, or, they're way more knowledgeable than me. Like, I'm nothing. I'm shit. Like, I don't know anything. I should just bow down to this person without thinking about it. Like, this is not good, okay? And I can't stand that type of energy. Honestly, pile number 2, like, oh, I can't tell you how bad that bothers me. And, sometimes we have to keep silent in those moments, and we have to remind ourselves, I am quiet. I am humble. I do not need the approval of others to validate my efforts and my worth. And you can see this at work sometimes. You can see like the know-it-alls and the people that need to flex their knowledge all the time. And, you can see it, but then you can also see that there's people that know a lot, but are also quiet and aren't, on some agenda to prove themselves all the time. And so, this is something that Spirit really, I feel like, is really bringing up for your guys' benefit in this reading. And if you've been really, really like dependent on the opinion of another person who's a cocky, arrogant asshole, Spirit is saying that ain't gonna fly. And if for some reason you have to be around this person because they're at your job, or they're somebody that you don't have a choice, but you have to be around them, silence is definitely the better route. And when you look at the way that this person treats other people, let it be a life lesson to you and how not to act when other people start looking up to you and start, pile number 2, because I feel you're very knowledgeable. You've got a lot of things that you could teach, or things like that, pile number 2. And someday you may transition into that type of a role. And this is a very important life lesson of, being generous with other people and being caring, being generous, but also not being an arrogant prick. And so I just have to say that, pile number 2, because it's coming up in your reading. And it says, oh, listen, pile number 2, you are not one thing. You are a million amazing things. Yep. And if you've been so busy trying to prove yourself that to this person that I am this thing, please accept me, right? You are not just this one thing. You are a million amazing things. You actually are. You're not just your money. You're not just your position in life. You're not just this particular, situation with this whole validation situation. There's many other things that you do. There's many other things that you're talented at. And you're not just one thing in life. You are a million amazing things. And you know what? There's some people in life that get tunnel vision about themselves and everyone else around them. And you're not one of those people. So, I feel there's an energy here of you standing up for yourself, okay? And it says, I am tactful. Yeah, so you're not going to be rude about it. You're not going to be mean about it or rude about it, because you're a very tactful and classy person, pile number 2, okay? But I also feel you're standing up for yourself too. I am tactful. It says, you have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. I am tactful, okay? And innovative solutions. So for those of you that are working on growing into a new phase of your life, these new seeds that you've planted do need attention at this point in your life right now in cultivation. And I do feel that you guys do have a real intuitive awareness because you've been around people who have like no disregard for others or just are very mean and rude that way. You know how people like that are, and you really endeavor not to be that type of person. Good for you, pile number 2. We have Saturn, Neptune here, okay? And this can feel like this can feel like poverty. This can feel like disappointment. This can feel heavy. This can feel like a deflated balloon, or feel like something very heavy that feels like it's dragging you down, okay? And sometimes like when things really drag us down, it's so hard to get back up, and it's so hard to continue to make those sacrifices, you know? And Saturn Neptune can really talk about an energy of making a lot of sacrifices. And perhaps in life, you guys have made a lot of sacrifices for other people and to their agenda and what they want and what they need, and you've made a lot of sacrifices, or perhaps you've been almost too humble. Pile number 2, maybe you've almost been too humble in a way. I feel like you're this dragon, but it's like you don't know it. You've almost been too humble is what I feel like. And yeah, and it's been a little bit sad lately, I feel, pile number 2. And maybe this heavy energy has been kind of hard to get out of. It just feels like it won't stop and it won't quit. But here's something I want to say, pile number 2, is that if you really tune into the silence, and if you really just stop for a moment and really put yourself in your own shoes. You know how they're always telling you to put yourself in other people's shoes? Pretend that you're a friend that you're giving advice to. Put yourself in your own shoes. Take a moment of silence for yourself, and I bet you'll be able to see what's going on right away. And I bet a lot of the heaviness will lift when you do that, okay? Sometimes we just need a moment. We need a moment. You guys have almost been like too humble in a lot of ways. Maybe you didn't want to show someone up, or maybe you've been real humble. I feel almost too much. Moon in Cancer and belonging, a sensitive, introspective phase, okay? And that's what you've been in, this silence, Saturn, Neptune, very sensitive, introspective phase. And it hasn't helped that you've had some dick around you who's like, you're in a sensitive, introspective phase, but someone in your life isn't, and is just acting like they always do, and is very disregarding of your feelings, I think, pile number 2. And yeah, I feel like you're going to leave this person in the dust. Honestly, I feel like you're in a transition. This is a powerful time of change, and you are in a sensitive, introspective phase. It says connect to the world of emotions and feminine energies, the moon. You may also need to engage in the process of cleansing. Yeah, especially with this heavy energy of Saturn, Neptune, sad or heavy energy. And whether it's an emotional, physical, or spiritual cleansing, especially from this rooster, whatever this situation is, okay? And I would suggest, not telling that person off and being very tactful towards them and just being silent if necessary. But that doesn't mean that you have to believe what they're saying. That doesn't mean that you have to take what they're saying to heart. And it doesn't mean that you have to continue to put up with that person. Like, eventually you can get away. But what I see here is a person who really wants to belong and really wants to feel a part of something. and wants to, and I feel you guys want to enjoy yourself more, and you want to feel like emotionally calm is what I'm seeing here, and feel real comfortable in your skin and feel really at home with where you're at in your life, okay? And let's see what else here. And if you feel like you don't belong in a certain group because of the way a person is treating you, transition out of that fucking thing. Pile number 2, transition out of it with that frog there. Let's see what Spirit has to tell you. 8 of Swords. We have 5 of Cups. Oh, my loves. And we have the Knight of Swords. And I feel like you guys are like, yeah, I just haven't been, I've been in a shitty mood is what I feel like you guys are saying. Like, I just haven't, and I don't like understand why. Like, I haven't, like, I've wanted to talk about, I just can't find the words for what I'm feeling, or it's been really hard for me to communicate what's been on my mind, and I just feel like hurt and confused about something here, okay? And part of what for you like releases you from this is clarity and just seeing the truth of the situation, and not trying to write a PhD on this situation. And what I mean by that is you don't need to break it down into 1,000 different things and analyze it 5 million times over. I think, you know, your feelings and why you've been feeling this way in this situation, it's going to become crystal clear to you. You're going to see right away. I feel like it's because it's been you've been holding back on what the things that you'd want to say, or you've been keeping it all inside and you haven't been able to really, and maybe you guys are afraid, like, if I let it out, I might go off, or I won't be that tactful. You know, the Knight of Swords isn't necessarily known for being that tactful. And, you know, I'm getting somebody who has very bossy energy, or maybe somebody always trying to come and talk to you when what you need is space and time and quiet. Like, always bothering you or always butting in to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I do feel there's a person in your life who's very overwhelming, and their constant chatter drives you insane. And there's probably 1,000 things that you wanted to say, but you just haven't been able to because maybe the time wasn't right, or you weren't sure how to say it, or you weren't sure what you were feeling. But I feel like, you know, this heaviness, Saturn, Neptune, that you've been feeling, like you have taken some time to become, like, I think this period of being confused or feeling kind of lost has been important in a way, because it's really highlighted for you the, like, it's gonna make crystal clear what decisions you need to make in order to tackle this situation or get out of it. It's like, I'm not happy, I feel unsure, I'm just not happy, I need to make some changes here. And I need to start with standing up for myself and speaking my truth is what I ultimately feel for you guys. Like, it's like, I'm not, like, I feel suppressed, I feel unhappy, I feel confused about what I want to say or how I want to handle this. But I guarantee, pile number 2, you guys are going to feel so much lighter and better when you get some of this stuff off your chest. And yeah, be tactful and be humble and all of that, all the beautiful things that I know you guys know how to be. But at the same time, like, for God's sake, speak your mind. And maybe some of you do need to, like, you know, really have some courageous conversations. And those courageous conversations set off a chain of events that really make your life blossom, is what I feel. Pile number 2, okay? So that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated, and I hope it brought some clarity for you there. I don't know if it brought total closure, because I feel like you're working on that, pile number 2, but hopefully it did bring you some clarity. Thank you so much, pile number 2, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the apple, and today's reading is called Fortune Favors the Brave in 2024. Let's go ahead and get into it, my loves, and see where Spirit is really wanting to attack this with you and what advice they'd like to give you about brave actions for yourself in 2024. What does Spirit want pile number 3 to know about the brave actions they should be taking in 2024? What does Spirit want them to know? It's a brave new world out there, pile number 3. Let's take a quick peek here. Spirits, angels, and guides. Fortune favors the brave, pile number 3. What does Spirit want to tell pile number 3? Okay. 3 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's get down to business, my friends, and let's lay our cards on the table. Shall we? We have the 6 of Swords, okay? There is the Star card here. Beautiful Aquarius energy starting out the reading. Also with the 3 of Pentacles, I feel like strategic planning is very important, and also standing up for your ideas, even if you feel pushback, is very important too. And boy, do you guys have some really good crystal clear genius mental energy coming your way. And talk about, like, you know, also I feel for those of you that have had any issues like with your body or body image issues, or maybe you haven't always felt like completely confident, like totally nude all the time, or, you know, maybe you've, I feel like you've kind of made up your mind, like you're like, I'm sexy and I know it, and I'm not afraid anymore to like be naked or look at myself in the mirror and see the beauty within, okay? And, you know, the Star card is very brave, because it's like, I'm going to, like, she's not wearing anything, right? She's very natural, and she's just out in the open, and it's a very vulnerable moment, but it's also a very cleansing moment, which frees the mind. And there's something for you about like freeing the mind that I feel for you, pile number 3. We have Panda and Boundaries. Your space is sacred. Guests who overstay their welcome impact your aura. And you have every right to stand your ground. Your needs are important. You must nurture your soul with the same gentle love and support you offer to others. This came up in a reading earlier, and boundaries are for you. They're for you to help you feel comfortable and nurtured. And if you can't walk around your own house naked and sing at the top of your lungs, where can you really do that, right? I also feel like with the 3 of Pentacles, powerful negotiations where you come to the table prepared to, with your plans, with your feedback, with initiative, like you lead. And the 3 of Pentacles is an energy of like you guys leading. And so I like that. The 3 of Pentacles is represented by Mars in Capricorn, and Mars is in Capricorn right now. Mars just moved into Capricorn, and there's a real strategic leadership vibe with the 3 of Pentacles. And yeah, and part of that is having really good boundaries and standing your ground in any type of negotiations. Like I will not, like, you know, and this is almost like sometimes people play like a game of chicken when they're negotiating. Have you ever noticed that, pile number 3? And negotiations happen all the time. Just talk to an 8-year-old, right? 8-year-olds are negotiating every day of their life. They are always in the middle of a negotiation with their parent. Can I have this? Can I have that? If I do this, can I have that? Right? Like, we're always in the middle of those types of things in life, no matter what. Even if you need to like negotiate with a landlord or negotiate with a roommate or whatever you need to do, negotiate for a promotion or a pay raise. Like, you know, having that crystal clear intention, being willing to reveal what it is that you want, having really thought it through and being really strategic about what you're deciding to do, and then going forward with that. And like, I won't accept less than that. It's almost like you guys are saying, I'd rather be alone or I'd rather be doing my own thing. If you're not going to accept this offer, then I'm out. And I'm also getting somebody who's in real estate or a real estate agent, or maybe somebody who's trying to buy a home or close on a home. I am getting something about that, but it's like, let's get this straight. This is where I'm coming from type of energy. We have illumination here. And what I'm getting is, don't be afraid to argue your point of view, or don't be afraid to draw a boundary, or don't be afraid to like call someone's bluff in a negotiation, because I actually think it pays off for you guys. And we have illumination here, something, because you guys have good instincts, pile number 3. So you can tell, like, does this person mean it? How far are they willing to go on this? Like, I think some of you here could have a very good business mind, or you're working on having a good business mind. We have illumination. Something hidden is coming to light now. You find out about new jobs, new opportunities, and options. Someone lends you a helping hand. Yeah, perfect, right? That is beautiful. Illumination. Yay. Something hidden is coming to light. Okay, the Star card is coming to light. And it's an opportunity that fits really well. And you can afford to be a little aggressive about this opportunity, I feel. Pile number 3, like, be a little bit, I won't take less than, as the movie, as Julia Roberts would say in the movie Pretty Woman, don't take less than 200. Call me when you're through. Take care of you. Okay? Like, that's setting a boundary. And if you have to set a boundary, like with an employer, and tell them, or somebody you're working on a project with, like, this is my final offer, right? I think that's very good. Or if you're like negotiating in relationships, like, this is like my final, like, that's it. That's my final offer. Boundaries. Okay? And we have great match. Wow. Okay. You're on the verge of finding perfect work for you. Don't give up. You may need to grow on your own. You may need to grow your own business to be truly happy. Yes, because I see you guys in a leadership position, pile number 3. And I see you have the chops, the confidence, and the chutzpah, okay? I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but the chutzpah to be the boss. And, you know, fortune favors the brave, baby. So, you know, new things are coming to light. You're having to highlight the bottom line here with this boundaries card. And, you know, maybe it's taken some time for you guys to kind of land on what you want, because you need a certain measure of independence and ability to make choices and decisions, because I feel some of you are very, very talented. And it's actually reminding myself of a friend of mine who's worked in the movie industry for a very, very long time. And she is like, works as like, I think her title is like assistant producer or something like that. I have to remember, but her like official title. But, you know, like, she could pretty much, I think she could pretty much carry the whole movie herself. I think she could pretty much command and do the whole thing herself. She's a Leo. Like, she knows what she's doing. She's confident. She's older. She's been doing this for a while. Like, I love that. I love to see that in a person. And I feel like you guys have that, or you're working on having that. And, you know, you need to be a little bit more forward, I feel, about what you want. And you need to, like, not take no for an answer, is what I feel. You need to be a little aggressive in what you're working on here. Okay, we have psychic abilities. Yes, I told you guys earlier that you guys know when people are bluffing. You have a sense for it. You understand it, okay? We have Azurite with psychic abilities. Azurite is a combination of the third eye chakra with the throat chakra, making it a good crystal for psychics, mediums, and channelers. If you're a follower of the psychic arts, carrying or wearing Azurite can help you communicate the intuitive messages that you receive. And your affirmation is, I am psychic and intuitive. I trust in the messages that I receive. And when I feel guided, I share it with others. Or when it benefits me, when I'm in a negotiation, I share it with others, right? So, being tactful and being smart with the psychic information that you're getting, being very clever with it, not to manipulate people, but just, if you have a God-given gift, use it, pile number 3. And I feel like here with the Six of Swords, wow, clear fucking channeling, clear mind, clear head, great focus, crystal clear, okay? Good for you guys. I love that. And of course, if you're doing any psychic work, it's almost like a constant channeling and vulnerability and cleansing and spiritual connection and all of that. And of course, if you're doing that type of work, boundaries is very important. But I also feel like you guys need to get paid is the thing too. Like, you guys work really hard, you do really good work at what it is that you do. You need to be paid fairly as well. We have Bo. You are highly thought of. Wow, how cute. Pile number 3. You are highly thought of. And maybe even more so than you even imagine. Like, you may just kind of go into your own world at times, or you like being in, I feel some of you may like fantasy, or maybe you like certain stories or fantasy stories or things like that, but you may get kind of caught up in your own world at times, and you may not even realize how highly you're thought of or how highly people think of you. And that's why, because maybe you're not super focused on that, you're just more about being in tune with yourself, but you are very highly regarded by others. And I do feel like others respect you, and you are highly regarded. And so you do deserve to ask for what you want, I feel. We have Beryl here. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. I feel like you guys have goals, and I feel like you're working on, the money stuff and all of that. I feel like it's more like love that may be what you feel like you're lacking, because I feel like you guys could have plenty of money or goals because you work hard, you're respected, you got good things going on. It may be love for some of you, that you feel like, okay, I am highly thought of, or I do have these talents, or I am doing well with my goals, 3 of Pentacles, okay, new opportunities are coming my way, but I still feel like something's missing in my life. I still feel like kind of alone. And maybe that's something you guys like with the Six of Swords and the Star card. It's like you are very independent, and you do like to do your own thing, but maybe you've been feeling like you've had some higher walls up or some higher boundaries up about love and things like that. And it's like, okay, I guess if I want to, and it says great match on here, which also to me reminds me of like lovers or a love match. So perhaps maybe you guys are working on letting some boundaries down in order to let somebody into your life, or you're thinking about doing that, okay? Because you are very highly regarded and seen in a very positive light by many people. I feel pile number 3, many people. And co-workers, friends, relatives, etc. I feel you guys are seen in a very positive, highly regarded light, but maybe there is this part of you that's been independent and doing your own thing for such a long time. It's like, okay, I kind of do want to let someone into my life, but I just don't know. And so there is an energy of bravery, I think, that needs to come out there. And it says, your wildest dreams deserve a chance, okay? And when you find out about hidden new opportunities coming your way and options, give them a chance, pile number 3. Show up to the negotiating table with your clipboard and your wire-rimmed glasses and give them hell. Pile number 3, give them hell. Now it says here, I am brilliant. Yes, you are. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge. Yeah, refined mind, 6 of Swords, the Star card, and a deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most people. And, you know, don't discount that, pile number 3. Like, do not discount that. That is all a part of, like, your IQ. And in my opinion, with the 6 of Swords and the Star card here, in the 3 of Pentacles, you guys have an extremely high IQ and you have good instincts for things. And your knowledge that you have both on, like, the material plane, the informational knowledge that you have, and the spiritual knowledge that you have as well, packs a very powerful 1-2 punch. So don't forget that, okay? In anything that you're doing. And your dreams deserve, your wildest dreams deserved a chance. We have Moon Jupiter. Ah, okay. Faith in feeling at home, feeling comfortable with your emotions, like sharing, vulnerability, generosity, support, emotional support. Yeah, being vulnerable and being like letting somebody in, but expecting the best, or having faith in opening yourself up. And Moon Jupiter can also talk about like food and eating and stuff like that. And I did talk about, for those of you that were working on body image issues and things like that, Moon Jupiter, like, there's many things that I feel that you guys crave or that you like, and you like to make others feel very welcome and safe in your presence. Like, you have such a nurturing energy to you, pile number 3. Do you get a chance to really show that to someone? I also feel you guys need some nurturing in your life too. You need some warmth and generosity and emotional nurturance in your own life from another person. And you know, that feeling of closeness, that special feeling of trust and closeness and willingness to share. Yeah, you know, somebody bringing you like a nice gift or a surprise, or surprising you with something cute when you're having a hard day. Yeah, you know, and maybe you have been alone for a while. You have been doing your own thing for a while, but you do want to kind of let down some of those boundaries and melt a little bit here with this Moon Jupiter, like melt a little bit like an ice cream cone. We have eclipse in Taurus, reevaluation, and a change of heart. And this is like a change of heart about a person or a relationship, or, you know what, I guess I do want to pursue that. You know what, I guess that is important to me. You know what, I guess I do want to settle down. Like, and I do feel like a commitment to something very like stable, strong, and enduring is important. And loyalty, sensitivity, care, all of that really, like some of the benefits that you gain from opening yourself up. And perhaps you guys have a change of heart towards someone and you're like, you know what, actually, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I feel there's somebody quality coming into your guys' life, and you start to really warm up to them, and you start to really develop feelings, or it kind of like opens your heart up again. And I feel like, you know, it's something that you wanted, but maybe it's also something that you've been avoiding a little bit, or maybe a little bit afraid of, but it shows up and it's like very endearing, and just being open to that. I feel is really important, and like looking at situations, looking at your emotional investments in like a positive light instead of a negative light, okay? Because it taught you something and it showed you like what a generous of heart person you are, pile number 3, okay? Your wildest dreams deserve a chance. So taking that chance, opening up your heart again, pile number 3. Fortune favors the brave, right? Ooh, the King of Wands, that's spicy, okay? Oh, we've got the Page of Swords, interesting. And I knew it. I knew we were gonna go 3 for 3, pile number 3. I just knew it. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And you know what? She's standing here on the 3 of Pentacles with 3 different options. And anyway, and it's like, what do I want to do here? Are you guys going to be talking to 3 different people? Okay. Are you having a change of heart about somebody? Are you seeing one person, but your idea of them and who they are like is constantly fluctuating or changing? Did you think that this person was somewhat egotistical, or maybe at times that they were hiding something, but then you found out that they actually are different than you thought, pile number 3, okay? When you take a chance on somebody, like sometimes you find out, they're not what I thought, and then other times you find out, oh, they're actually better than I thought. They're actually like way better than I thought. And wow, pile number 3. If you guys are looking for love, there's 3 people here. Are you guys going to date 3 people? Are you talking to people online? Is there 3 people you're emailing with? What is going on here? Okay. And, here's what I'm seeing. Fortune favors the brave. 3 people, 3 different attitudes, 3 different ways of being. And, third one is definitely the charm. I feel with the Knight of Pentacles is more of like the type of person that you're looking for. Yes, you want someone sexy, King of Wands. Yes, you want somebody who is intellectual and fun to talk to, Page of Swords. But you also want somebody who's extremely consistent and reliable, and perhaps an earth sign, perhaps a Taurus. Perhaps some of you are having a change of heart about a Taurus or about an earth sign. But the fortune favors the brave. So like going out with different people, talking to different people, setting up dates with different people, getting and doing things like that. Yeah. You've got 3 profiles to look at is what I see here. And one of them is very doable and does really work as an option for you. So get on out there, pile number 3. For those of you that have been like, I don't know, I'm doing my own thing, I'm independent, I get it. But I also feel like, that's just love creeping up on you at some point here, pile number 3. And your wildest dreams deserve a chance. So give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. There's up to 3 people here that could be entering in your life, and they're all 3 very, very different, very different personalities, but give it a whirl is what I would say. If you got 3 suitors, then check it out and see what happens, pile number 3, because those are some exciting times coming up for you. So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading resonated for you, and I wish you a very happy 2024. Take care now.